Good evening, I'm your Jew with the news, the man with the cancer, and all the answers, drop dead dongs, and this is TopKek. In our first story, SpaceX successfully launched their Falcon Heavy vehicle on the 6th. This new vehicle more than doubled the cargo capacity of the previously used heavy launch vehicles, the Delta IV Heavy. After 2 hours of delays, the rocket launched, carrying Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster into space.
We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky, little Einstein.
One has to wonder if all of this invention, funding, and innovation by Musk is just a thinly veiled attempt to make the plot of Heavy Metal into a real-world occurrence. I, for one, hope all of this effort was just for them space titties. Next up, the Manlet Militia, despite being the strongest white knighting force known to men, as long as those men are under 5'5", have beaten themselves silly against the last episode of Drop Dead Cynical. Unable to even banter well with the community, it's pretty safe to say we've taken measure of the strength of soy and found it wanting. Speaking of soy, training for part 2 against Richard Spencer doesn't seem to be going so well for Sargon of Akkad. Last night on a live stream, he began ranting about how debating against the hated alt-right has no value anymore, going so far as to call those trolling him white nope, not saying that word, not on the first episode, white N-word. Call me a pussy if you want. I remember when someone with a platform yelled at their audience, calling them slurs. It was at VidCon. Y'all remember when the term garbage human triggered Sargon so bad he tried to get Anita Sarkeesian thrown out of the event for harassment? Irony, thy name is Soy Father.
You are acting like a bunch of just so you know. You act like white exactly how you describe black people acting is the impression I get dealing with the alt-right. I'm just not in the mood to deal with this kind of disrespect. And I know it sounds like, oh my God, he's demanding respect. But yeah, to be honest with you, do you not think that, like, we should have a level of decorum in interpersonal interactions? And it's like, the internet is bullying me. I'm not saying you're bullying me. I'm saying there's just no point dealing with this kind of attitude. Is it? I know it's called trolling, but it's not like something I need to deal with if I don't want to have to deal with it. Upper class twat. Dude, I'm not an upper class twat. I come from fucking the most working class roots. At least my parents do. Jesus Christ. It's just like, you understand I'm a person, don't you? You know, you guys understand that I am a person. And look, yeah, you like, sorry, Anita Sarkeesian, how dare I hurt sensitive feelings. Look, you carry on, but don't expect me to then have a debate with one of your faggots.
In YouTube pop culture news, fresh off his boxing match against Joe Weller, KSI challenged the Pauls to a bout. The Pauls, as is tradition, called everyone involved irrelevant, then realized that this is a chance to sell more merch and agreed, with some conditions. Looks like the prospective fight is Logan Paul versus KSI, and Jake Paul versus Comedy Shorts Gamer, KSI's brother. Further info as the situation develops. A Russian Su-25 was shot down over Syria using a portable anti-air missile system. The pilot attempted to return to friendly airspace but was unable to continue his flight once his controls and engine failed. Despite receiving enemy fire on his way to the ground, the pilot proceeded to take out 2 opposition fighters before taking his own life with a hand grenade, calling out a defiant, "This is for our guys," rather than be taken alive. That is one stone cold motherfucker. Rounding out our show in Fuck You, Get That the Fuck Away From My Nightmares news, scientists have found the remains of an ancient spider species that had a fucking tail. Because webs, fangs, and fucking hairs wasn't enough, these little motherfuckers need tails that look about as functional as my cock. Prehistoric times must have been goddamn terrifying, because if Australia's taught us anything, it's show us something horrific, we'll make it 20 times larger, and 10 times angrier. And with that, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to TopKek for the first week of February 2017. We hope to be doing this weekly news show as a supplement to our DDC content in the future. If you have a news story you want covered, found something you want us to dig a bit deeper into, or want a shout out for some awesome work, hit me up at DropDeadDongs on Twitter. The DMs are open. Feel free to drop me a line. This week's shout out goes out to Zine. If you're home after work and looking for something entertaining that isn't TV, try checking him out at twitch.tv/THEX33N. His last couple of games were Fortnite, RimWorld, and Subnautica, so if any of those interest you, check him out.